This like the first part of part 3 was really fun to read. My favorite part of like reading in general is learning about like peripheral characters basically, and so it adds more backstory to the main characters. So it was really interesting when the police went and visited Mrs. Johnson, who is Perry's sister, and it was really interesting to learn. She described Perry as a little kid, which was, it sort of adds to like the mystery of why Perry is how he is. And am I not going to be able to find it? She said, he can seem so warm-hearted and sympathetic, gentle. He cries so easily. Sometimes music sets him off, and when he was a little boy, he used to cry because he thought a sunset was beautiful, or the moon. Oh, he can fool you. He can make you feel so sorry for him. So even, like, as a kid, Perry was seemingly, like, manipulating situations. Maybe. Like, it kind of makes you think that because that's what she's saying, but it also seems like Perry was first arrested when he was 8 years old. And then after that, he went to go live in Alaska with his dad, who seemed like a real winner. But, so, what was it? He was called like Tex John. And so I'm just it is easier if I read it, but Perry is sort of yelling at his sister because she's thinking back, and he was like, you think I like myself. Oh, the man I could have been, but the bastard never gave me a chance. He wouldn't let me go to school. I was a bad kid, but the time came I begged to go to school. He says that he has a brilliant mind and talent plus, but no education because he didn't want me to learn anything, only how to tote and carry for him. Dumb, ignorant, that's the way he wanted me to be, so that I could never escape him. But you, Bobo, you went to school. He says that he hates every one of them, like his sister, Fern, and then Mrs. Johnson, which she calls Bobo, and his brother, Jimmy. And so I think Perry has like a lot of, but okay, so a lot of people can grow up and have like issues and disappointments and hardships and not sort of carry out that frustration into being a criminal. But it seems that Perry was a criminal from a young age. But his parents seemed, I think really it goes back to how you're raised, which is like not a revolutionary concept, but his parents were, they got married really young and were like in the rodeo, which was interesting. But their family, they just seemed to have like a dark cloud over their family. Their sister Fern was an alcoholic. It seemed, fell out of a window, got run over by a taxi. Perry's mom died of alcoholism. His brother Jimmy shot himself. Like, the family seems to have some darkness in them. So that was just, I don't want to say like a fun part of learning about this, but it's just really interesting to read, to learn the background of someone's story because of, and like relating it to like what the outcome of their life was. So sort of like a lot of the serial killers, psychopaths that we learned about, like a lot of them seem to have like a rough, abusive upbringing, and like I've always wondered if that's like, did they have this rough upbringing and so they turned out like this, or were they going to turn out like this anyway, or did the situation like trigger the like stuff in the brain? I don't know. But that's always just been the most interesting thing for me to read and learn about. Because I think it's like, no matter how evil people seem, well, no, people are evil, and if they're evil, then they're evil. But it is important, I think, to like learn about their background and sort of look at them as humans in order to better understand motivation, I guess. Every time I like try to figure this out, I feel like I'm sympathizing with murderers, and I don't want to do that, but I do want to understand better why people do these things. So yes.